Have you ever online dated?
No. No.
Yes.
No, I have not.
I mean, I've used them. I just have never dated anyone off of them.
No.
I have not.
No, I have not.
No.
Do you know anyone who has online dated?
Yes. No.
Nope.
Yeah, you do.
Who?
I'm not allowed to tell the story.
I'm not allowed to know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think now it's becoming a bigger thing.
Yeah, I have a friend that met his wife online.
I do. A really good friend of mine, his name's Schmicko, he met his wife there.
Since its inception, the idea of dating has changed quite a bit. Dating used to consist of first dates that ended with marriage proposals or families making marriage deals between their children. However, in the past 3 decades, dating has very much evolved. Today, online dating has become one of the most conventional methods to find love. However, online dating wasn't always readily accepted, but as the population of online daters grew, the societal perspective has gradually become more accepting of online dating. In the early 1700s, with the invention of the first modern newspaper, personal ads were put into the paper by bachelors to find eligible wives. The ads weren't placed by men only looking for wives, but men looking for other men as well. And so it became the number one way for gay communities to meet discreetly and safely at the same time. Unfortunately, the same couldn't be said for women. It was frowned upon to have a woman place an ad in the newspaper looking for a husband. One particular woman, Helen Morrison, was able to convince the editor of Manchester Weekly to feature a small ad that read she was seeking someone nice to spend her life with. A man did respond to Helen, but it wasn't the man she was hoping for. It was the mayor, who had her committed to an insane asylum for 4 weeks for simply placing the ad. Despite all these ads in the newspapers, the need to advertise for a husband or wife was still considered a failure and associated with deviant behavior for many judgmental, straight, white, middle to upper class people in the mid-19th century. But as magazines and periodicals such as The Wedding Bell in the U.S. and The Correspondent hit the newsstands with immense popularity, matchmaking and personals took off as well, creating the first wave of true mainstream normalization for the personal ad. And around the turn of the last century, personal ads enjoyed a renaissance of popularity, especially in the western U.S. with low populations and the harsh realities of rural life without a partner. Lonely farmers, ranchers, and shepherds began placing ads looking to continue their legacies with a good old country girl. Personal ads went mainstream again in the early 20th century when social pressures to get married by 21 were much lower, thankfully, than their earlier incarnations. Many of the postings were simply calls for friends or pen pals. These kind of ads were especially favorable among lonely soldiers during World War I. Many relationships were formed via pen pals, with women helping run the country at home and men away in Europe helping to fight the war. Removed from the context of wartime, old stigmas crept back in. Like the internet today, Lonely Heart ads were suspected of harboring all sorts of scams and perversities. Because they were often used by homosexuals and sex workers, police continued to prosecute those who placed personals until the late 1960s, when ads became part of the burgeoning youth counterculture.
However, the greatest influence of online dating is technology. The growth of technology has created and spread online dating. The first social networking site, 6 Degrees, was launched in 1997. This was a great step in connecting people from all over the world by allowing users to create online profiles and become friends with others. In fact, dating sites are sometimes considered the first social network. MySpace was founded in 2003, and by 2006, it had grown to become the most popular social network in the world. Facebook, which started out as a Harvard-only social network in 2004, quickly expanded and became public by 2006, and eventually surpassed MySpace in 2 years, making that 2008. The first site strictly created for online dating was Match.com, and it went live in 1995. Today, 40% of Americans use online dating. 27% of young adults report using online dating sites, which shows a 10% increase from 2013. This is likely from an influx of dating apps on smartphones. For 55 to 64-year-olds, there has been a 6% increase from 2013 to 2015. Also, more men use online dating than women, 52.4% versus 47.6%. As a result, more than 1/3 of marriages start online. It is the second most common way for heterosexual couples to meet and the most popular method for homosexuals. Online dating has also reflected an increase in interracial marriages, and married couples who meet online have lower rates of divorce than traditional meetings. Technology has made communication simple for those who are physically distanced and, as a result, has encouraged the creation of relationships.
As technology advanced, apprehension regarding online dating digressed. Some argue that, because technology's ability to connect people from all around the world made online dating virtually inevitable, people who gain experience with online dating will inevitably support it. In other words, anyone who engages in online dating will likely approve of it and sustain this biased opinion that stems from the innate motive to protect one's self-image in society. It's easy to rationalize one's actions if the motives are approved by society. However, above all, an individual's opinion on online dating is based on the experiences of someone he or she knows who has online dated. For example, if I knew a guy who met his stalker through online dating, I'm more likely to deem online dating as dangerous. But if I knew a girl who met her husband through online dating, I'm more likely to approve of online dating. But here's the key. Since more and more people today are online dating, individuals are more likely to know someone who has had a positive experience, hence collectively creating this shift in societal perspective. This is interesting because the risks of online dating have not dissolved. If anything, with the exponential increase in users, the risks are heightened. One of an online dater's greatest fears may be to romantically connect with a catfish, a term popularized by media and television, used to describe a person who treads online under a false identity. But because more people are willing to take these risks associated with online dating, an element of ease is involved. This traces back to an evolutionary approach which reports that humans tend to gravitate towards situations involving groups, because it inherently feels safer since animals who stayed in groups were less likely to be killed. But why do people online date to begin with? Well, for one, individuals fear embodying a personality that may be ridiculed and disliked, and so they use the internet to customize their characters, so to speak, and test for identities in order to choose one that is most liked by society. For example, online dating may allow an individual to virtually eradicate a quality that isn't admired by society, like shyness, and encourage the user to present more likable characteristics. This is a subconscious form of self-protection from embarrassment, neglect, rejection, and other forms of humility. Creating online profiles has become a modernized version of identity formation. Online dating is a reflection of the people's expectations. Society fed us this idea that it's basically crucial to find a life partner, and so people rush to find true love and get married within a socially appropriate span of time. Online dating is the easiest and most convenient way to meet people, which corresponds with this idea in psychology that says you will naturally do whatever is fastest and takes the least amount of effort for the same reward. The effort of going online compared to going out and meeting people is minimal, and the reward of social romantic interaction is always desirable and remains the same for both methods. And so, the online daters have built a substantial population that will continue to grow.
What, if anything, do you think makes it okay to date someone online?
I think it helps to increase your options of people, because a lot of times you're around the same crowd and you might not have a lot of particular choices, so it increases that and you can meet new people.
I think it's definitely okay. I think now people are more prone to use social media, and I think it's a way to meet people, and I feel like our generation doesn't like meeting people face to face, and I feel like it's a way to get to know people before you actually meet them.
It's less face-to-face social interaction.
It's online dating, or you can meet people from across the globe, from across the country, across the state, that you otherwise wouldn't be able to meet without physically going there. You can also meet people that you might not have known, friends of a friend, and you can also have more confidence and hide behind your computer screen.
You can meet people that you might not have met in real life.
I think in today's society it's just become more common. People's schedules for people to meet people.
So I think it helps expand your social circle, because I think sometimes it's hard to meet people. You get kind of stuck in a rut when you're older, and you are always around the same people, so it helps you meet new people.
What would make it okay for you to date online?
Nothing. If you were meeting no people, that would be okay. But if you're just doing it for the heck of it, I don't think that's necessary.
maybe if I was struggling to find someone, or I was really busy and didn't have enough time to really meet someone.
Probably have to, if I saw somebody's profile that had everything that I'd want to, in a person, and and want to be able to, probably meet them.
Well, I'd have to be single. No, I would consider where they lived, how tall they were, what they look like, what they like to do, all kinds of stuff.
Do you know of any dating apps or websites?
Match.
Tinder.
Tinder and Bumble.
Tinder. Grindr.
Tinder, Bumble.
I know there's a few of them. There's Tinder, Match.com. There's also one that's actually on LinkedIn for CEOs, for business people to meet.
I've heard of like Hinge and Tinder.
Which apps are safer to use?
Online dating.
None of them.
For example, Bumble, the girls have to message first, so the guys can't message you any weird things. And they all have features to be able to report anything that is creepy or illegal.
None. I mean, everybody uses Tinder, but you still can find someone that will probably try and murder you, so.
I'm a little skeptical of it. I know like that MTV show Catfish, I watch that a lot. And you kind of see like the bad side of online dating. And there's so many people that are making these fake accounts and using other people's pictures, and I feel like that kind of makes it kind of sketchy. But
I think that online dating has become safer just mainly because of the background checks and everything that they do on people. So, that's something that's made it more common and easier for people to accept.
As far as safeness goes, I'd say like the more information you have to provide, I think definitely you should have to pay for it, because you don't want some random person going on there that could like do you harm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think your opinion of online dating is influenced by the experience of someone you know?
Yes, I know people who are in a relationship and soon to be engaged, most likely, who met on Tinder and these dating apps. So if they can, why can't other people?
I don't necessarily trust meeting someone completely random, but my best friend is literally marrying someone she met off of Tinder, so I think you can find good, like, trustworthy people. I just don't necessarily trust it.
Yeah, absolutely. Whether it be positive or negative, but yeah.
I think so, and a lot of my friends who are single and who use online dating are like older. So I think it's different when you're older than when you're maybe like just out of college or even still in college. You're a little smarter and you know yourself better and you know what you're looking for. You're not as naive. So yes.
Do you think your parents would be open to you dating someone you met online?
It's a little bit mixed. My mom's a little bit old school. I don't know if she would be readily accepting of the person. She probably would think that they're out for ulterior motives.
Not in high school, no. And probably not in college. I don't really know that there would have been a need for it. Because in high school and college you're kind of surrounded by, people that are near you. And then once I was out of the house after college, they didn't really, I don't think allowed is the right answer. They probably would have supported it.
Would you be okay with your children dating someone they met online?
If my kids wanted to date somebody online, of course I'd accept anybody into the house that they brought in, but I would probably be a little bit more cautious of it.
No. Not until it's not my decision anymore.
Every day, the population of online daters continues to grow. As the community grows, the likelihood of knowing someone with a positive online dating experience increases, hence increasing the societal acceptance of online dating overall. And so, more and more people today choose to click and swipe to meet their happily ever afters.